Welcome back to Age of Nagash, where we're going to do a hobby hangout. And that's not because I'm running out of ideas what to do with content, but third edition is around the corner. Can't really talk about it without someone going, oh, this is going to change if third edition comes out. So we are going to be doing some painting. So I'm going to be painting some Ossiarch Bone Reapers right here. May look like something else. He's actually, well, to summarize it, this Ossiarch Bone Reapers actually became really clever to use like cloaking technology by stealing the armor of a Stormcast. So it may look like a Stormcast to you, but really, it's actually a Ossiarch Bone Reaper.
Because you'd never be painting Stormcast.
God, like I'm ashamed to have a Stormcast on the screen a moment ago. Like it literally burns my hands. That's why I have to use a painting handle to actually be able to hold the model. But for anyone joining, let us know what you're working on as well when we go through this. If you're watching this on demand later, make sure you let us know in the comments what you're working on as well. It's always good to hear that for sure. And I am really, really, really lucky to be joined today by Christian from Dice Saga. So how are you doing today, sir?
I am all good, and I will be working on a Idoneth Deepkin King. So I am fairly happy. I know we've already talked briefly just before we went live about it, but I'm a happy chap at the moment. Sod everyone else. I'm going to enjoy it.
Exactly. So basically, Christian is what you call a more of a narrative gamer. He's actually got a YouTube channel I haven't given enough shout out. So go definitely check out Dice Sagas, where they do fantastically crafted, beautiful narrative battle reports. Go check that out. There will maybe not should be a link in the description. If not, just type in 2 words and use YouTube search. There will be a link in the description for Dice Sagas. Don't you worry later. But so like I was saying, that Christian is very narrative focused. So he's not the sort of Idoneth player to spam 27 deals. He hasn't even played a game with his Idoneth. However, every single person he's going to run into will think he's one of those people, and even if he brings 3 eels, they'll be suspicious. So have you got another 27 off the board?
Like something may smell a bit fishy there, wouldn't it?
Exactly. So we've got Christian here, and then Luke is also here. So thanks for turning up.
As always.
So thank you very much for joining. Luke is a regular here on the channel, as always. So what are you working on today then, Luke?
Nothing. I'm here to read comments. No, it's been kind of a long day at work, and my eyes are already strained. I'm not going to strain them further by painting this evening.
That's fair enough.
I can join you in the totally not Stormcast though.
Yes, I mean, this is not a Stormcast model. So there we go.
This is not a Knight of Zeros, so you know. Exactly.
So the reason why I am working on Stormcast, just in case anyone's wondering, bear in mind my last video I think I did on Stormcast, which is how to start collecting Stormcast. A solid 80% of it was just slagging off Stormcast and not actually giving any solid advice. But the remaining 20% I'd like to remind people was the best advice I could give. And that was before the Dominion box sets came out, which my advice to you would be buy the Dominion box set. Stormcast. So the reason why I'm doing them is essentially I signed up to the Mortal Realm magazines. Fantastic deal. If you can afford it, if you live in the UK or Australia now or Spain, I want to say, one of the countries that has the Mortal Realm subscription. Now, the great thing about that is it's so incredibly cheap. And I bought it because I thought if I collect enough Stormcast, and it will allow me to do all my Slaves to Darkness conversions, which I often do in my Stormcast models. However, it turns out I have got too many Stormcast models for conversions, which is something I have never had a problem with, or even too much just for basing material. So I thought I might as well actually paint them, as if I try and sell them, I'm not going to make any money. So it's not literally worth the effort of probably going to the post office with those Mortal Realm magazines. So I thought I'd work on them. And as my Slaves of Darkness are very sort of Greek theme to them, I thought I would contrast it with my Romans I jumped ahead there, with my Stormcast by doing a Roman theme. And as you can see, like this one isn't fully painted, despite being on the painting desk for about a week. But it's sort of like, probably won't be able to see that quite well. I've managed the motion picture of being able to see where the camera is and aim the model towards it there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can see it.
So silver, gold trim, red shoulder pads, red cape, that sort of thing, silver being the predominant color. I sort of did this, I think it'd be quite a quick scheme to do as well. However, it's actually taken a while, and I do think that's because it's the test one. So you always have a test model for an army, and
it always takes longer while you're trying to go, oh, would that be a good move? Is that
exactly
the right thing to put on there? Yeah.
And it's often not even the leader of a unit. It's just the basic grunt that's the first one to die. And often this will be probably the best painted model on my army, because it's the first one that you're focusing all the little things on, aren't you? So that is what I'll be doing today. Let us know, anyone who's watching in the chat, what you'll be working on or anything like that. Also, when we go through this, let us know what you're excited with 3rd edition, as that is just around the corner. This may be like last video I do until 3rd edition, because there's going to be so much content come out. One of the first videos we're doing for 3rd edition, funny enough, will actually be me joined by Poet, who's often in the chat, and we'll be talking about the lore on the dwarves in 3rd edition, which will be quite interesting, as that's a very big blind spot.
My ears picked up.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. All I know is Paladin Overlords tend to have like amazing like accents, and like just their voice is just like butter, or just like really, really sweet to people's ears. With that, right, so I'm going to crack on painting this. And yeah, okay, so let's see if I can actually paint this, because I think...
Have you heard that there's another reveal stream this Saturday?
Is there? Well, this Saturday?
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
I don't know.
AOS reveal stream, 5 o'clock, release day of Dominion.
I don't know if I've got the money for this. But honestly, they've chucked so much stuff out, haven't they? That it's okay. So we're expecting Stormcast Battletome.
Uruk's Battletome.
Yep.
Maybe a unit for each one. I reckon a Battletome for each, a unit for each one. By the time they're chucked in, War Scroll cards, dice. And maybe a faction trade. Then they've got a whole release. That's.
Do you think we'll get faction terrain for Stormcast?
Yeah, Stormcast have everything. And it's surprising that they haven't got faction train yet. Because what they have, like they could literally have. They could go, the Azurite Temple, whatever it is. Yeah, that's now your train. But there's so many things they could. They probably get like a new thing out. But there's so many things they could do. I think the Cruel Boys could have train, but the thing is, because of all the Uruk war clans, they're also diverse and different to each other in the lore. Like I imagine, like the Angels just have like a massive like scrap pile of metal. They don't really feel like it fits with the Bone Splitters, as an example.
Exactly.
But the Bone Splitters had a giant dragon skull. I'll be done.
In the same way, I don't think you could really do endless spells for the Uruk war clans, because again, they're too diverse.
Yeah, or maybe one for each faction, and then it'll just be like one faction. One faction has an all right one, and then the other factions have really bad ones. And that'll dictate
the foot of Gork or something.
Exactly.
The foot of Gork and Marcus should have said, I was going Total War then.
Yeah, that's very, very good spell. We've got my killer username saying that, hey guys, it just started on a Manticore project for the night. Very cool. And let us know, my killer username, because I know from Discord, let us know in the Discord what it's like in the Fight the Grey section. So if you are new here as well, we have got a Discord that is incredibly buzzing, and I always get told I don't mention it enough. So I will mention it. So we've got a Discord, obviously, which has gone beyond 300 members now, which is great. Arcan here, Luke, he just sort of sits in there. I don't really know what he does. He's had a great job to try to help build up as well. And now we've got an amazing community. One of the biggest things we have in there is a Fight the Grey chat, which is people who are committed to posting painted models just to make me feel bad. But to actually show their progress. As the war that we always fight is the Grey, and that's something that stemmed from a hobby motivation video I did. Which is, to be honest, something I stick to. Like, I have so many little units that I've been painting over the last couple of months, because like I've painted like, I don't know, 5 Mortec Guard, and then I'll paint like a couple of models from a Sinesh Warband for Underworld, and I'm here painting Stormcast. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm painting what I want to paint, and that's actually making me paint rather than going, bloody Archer's taking 10 yet. Like that Archer, which Christian will remember from my Warband.
I know it well.
We did a video doing it, and I like that thing took about 10 hours. It's awful stuff. That's cool, right? So we also have Ricky Rotten in the chat as well, saying, "What's up? Love the Roman theme. Doing Leviathan right, and that's really cool. That's a cool big monster. You'll love that, Christian. That's a
I do. I
fish.
love it. And I
Yours.
will be getting that mini soon.
Yeah, that's it's a very cool mini, isn't it? Like it's what if you're a 9F player, you gotta have it. Like it's like most of the range, I imagine, for the 9F. Like the guy with the octopus, although I don't think the octopus is
Lotan.
the best thing. Arguably is what I'd say of that. But no, that's really cool. So 2 monsters being worked on tonight, by the sounds of things.
Well, rather apt with the 3rd edition monsters being a big theme.
Yeah,
coincidence or not, eh?
Yeah, massive coincidence.
I played a game against Alex Tubbs, who's been on several of your live streams the other day, and he brought a double Maw Crusher.
Oh,
oh wow! Was it good?
Not fun. That's
was it good?
But he killed half a squad of Phoenix Guard with 3 Gore Grunters in 1 turn.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it sounds pretty narrative to me.
Sure. Yeah, but sure.
Look, at the end of the day, there's a big say of the whole. It's not about winning your games; it's about the enjoyment. No, like it's.
So, wanted to
just no. It's about the enjoyment.
I wanted to quit before turn 1. That's not enjoying the game.
So, as soon as you saw the models being placed, you're like, "Yep, that's me done."
Oh, honestly, my problem was I was bringing my 2nd edition list over.
Oh, not 2nd edition. When 2nd edition is still the current way to play.
Yeah, I know, right? It's mad. Like I've made the points changes, and I was like, "This will be fine." It wasn't.
Live in City.
Yeah.
Was it your points change because did you basically just have to take something out or not?
I removed 10 Phoenix Guard. That's it.
Wow, that was supposed to not too bad.
Not bad at all. My Uruk Warclans, nothing's changed.
Yeah, Uruk Warclans?
Not Uruk Warclans. Ogre Maw Tribes.
I was going to say. After playing against 2 Maw Crushers, I now have Uruk Warclans.
I now know how to. No, but yeah, no. My Ogre Maw Tribes hasn't changed at all because with all the points increases and the removal of the 160-point battalion, it all fits.
Oh, there you go.
And I think I'm only at 1970 as well.
Wow, that's
another triumph.
Grab a triumph too.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the what I find quite interesting with the changes for 3rd edition is I think with the points, like just to say like something I don't like, I think with the points they kind of got. Well, I think someone else described it as. Actually, no, I'll use my analogy, which I've used before, how Games Workshop makes decisions, where they have a map with loads of things written on the map, loads of different sections of this map, just like a carpet, just like a map, and it will say like if every single section of this map will say what they should do, and they get a chicken, they cut its head off, and then they let the chicken run around on the map, and whether it dies is what they do. You go like right, so there's this endless spell. It's like a ticking time bomb, which is like from Rhyme Sorcery, and it's the one with like a ghost jewel sort of. I can't remember the name, but it's not very good, and it's still not very good at all. It was 10 points, and now it's gone up to I don't know anything from 60 to 90 points, and you'll never take it. You'll never take it. But then you have this thing called shackles, which are like the chains coming out the ground, and they just make you not be able to move, or they make you not be able to run a charge, and they're like 50 points. Or something. It just doesn't make
65 points. Believe me, I know because I'm trying to fit them in my Stormcast list right now.
Any list. So just go. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Where it's like, I don't know my objective. Well, I don't know. My Stonehorn's going to get you. Yeah. Well, the shackle's here, so you can't charge. Oh, well. Yes, that's you got a wizard to unbind it. No, well.
At least priests can unbind them.
Priests do it now. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember all the rules.
So have you guys done a lot of like list building then? For me personally, I've played around a little bit. Obviously, I'm waiting. I haven't got the book. I have to wait for it when it comes out and stuff. But next week. But obviously, I've seen a lot of stuff online, and I have done. Basically, I've got like my ogre army. I've just had a quick butchers at that, and just had Obviously, in terms of how many points he got, and it's fine. But I haven't done anything else yet. Have you guys actually done heavy list building just yet, or are you still toying with a few things? Or
so I've taken my 3 main lists that I had in second edition and changed them, sort of looking at the points changes, tallying things up, as like seeing where they fall out. My settlers gain got hit hard. I gotta readdress that, which I understand is not that bad, but yeah, that one needs to be tackled.
Yeah.
And then with getting the Dominion box, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a Stormcast army. So that's the only one I've been sort of sat there actually theory crafting.
I was going to say, but their points are going to change, aren't they? I mean, straight away.
I don't know. I don't think they will change because the book will have been written at the same time as the General's Handbook.
Well, true, but I do think that. Anyway, I beg to differ on that. I think they're going to change. The same with the orcs as well.
They'll either go up or down. I think they'll go down because I think
the went down, and he was in the Soul Blood Greywater book. So yeah. Oh, he went down to 5 points. But
I think what will happen is the battle tome will have been written before the General's Handbook, and the points will be cheaper in there. But because it's the newer publication, that will be.
Yeah.
I think that could be a thing. And when it comes to me and list building, I'm very much on the lines of, can I do it on a calculated system? I.e., has War Scroll Builder been updated or the Azir app? No. I will wait. Thank you. I'm not getting my pen and paper out. Right, yeah. Because whenever I craft lists all the time in my head. So whenever I write something down, I'll probably think of something else. So I haven't done that. We got Rerolling Ones. Jacq in the chat. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. Saying that I am very salty today. That was probably about when I was talking about the points increases and all that sort of thing. And I'll say yes. It's probably because for some reason when I came back from the gym today, I just literally feel so dehydrated. It's awful. And then I ate something and then I ate like fajitas tonight, which is famous for having loads of salt in it. So
there's some Idoneth floating about as well. So
exactly.
Eat water.
And enough to make me salty about the army as it is. And I'm paying Stormcast, Jacq. Like you gotta let me off. But I hope you're well, man. Thank you very much for popping in. I'm sure everyone knows, but Jacq is from a channel called Rerolling Ones that does a fantastic battle report. And then we've got Grant is saying that it's coming home on you 3 lines. Yes, so this is like I didn't want to get into as the 5th most popular country to watch my stuff is Germany, which I think is awesome and surprises me, but is fantastic. I love the German people. My grandmother was German, but I'm not really a football fan or anything like that. But what I will say is I do like watching football when it's the countries play each other, because it's a way to for the countries to take aggression on each other without sanctions or military might. So against the Germans, the reason why I'm happy that we won is because I don't think England's going to win or anything like that. This is the Euro football for anyone who doesn't know. That's probably not even the name of it. The Euros, maybe something, but I just think of currency when I say that. So anyway, with the football, it's just because I reckon England haven't beaten Germany for, I don't know, at least decades.
1966.
It's been a long time.
It was nice that the underdog won, basically. In the same way, when many years ago, when Iceland played against England and Iceland won, I thought, good on them, because, they deserve it. But the one thing that does remind me when I watch these football games is that they'll be running with the ball, they'll fall over, they'll blame it on the guy who's 20 meters to their left, and then as soon as they get what they want, they're no longer rolling around in pain, they're all flying, they're up again.
Oh yeah.
Or as soon as they find out they don't get what they want, they're up again as well. So clearly they're not in that much pain. But
unfortunately, part of the game.
That's part of the game. That's why That's why I quite like rugby, to be honest, because someone will get an ear ripped off and they still want to play. So
in that same vein, I watch cycling. Cycling's my sport of choice, and I've been watching the Tour de France this week. I had no one spoiled.
The guy with
No. I still Don't spoil it.
Literally about to say something, but yeah.
I know. To be fair, I already had the winner of today spoiled for me, but I don't know how well.
No, I don't know that, but it's just more something, yeah. But
okay, but right, and there's been some really bad crashes this year so far. One of the guys, Garrett Thomas, he fell off yesterday, dislocated his shoulder. Basically, the doctor just popped it back in. He got back on the bike and carried on riding. This is the same man who 3 years ago broke his coccyx and then rode on for another 2 weeks. It's just like that. That's how you go through an injury.
Yeah. Like some people.
Football's just about getting they're looking for any advantage they can do during a game. That's me, because obviously I'm football and tennis kind of in terms of sports, but yeah, it's unfortunately it's part of the game where I'm not a fan of that at all. But yeah.
I think and I've also seen it when I don't want this to turn to football. This because I partly hate myself if I do as well. Talk about it, but also it's like when the players don't do very well, and they go like, they get asked, like, obviously straight after the game when they're still annoyed, they get asked, how do you think the game went? And obviously they're not happy because they lost. But they just go like, yeah, I just don't think I was, feeling the football today. Feeling fucking football. I was getting paid like $200,000 a week. I'll be feeling it. Like, Jesus Christ. No excuse.
The worst, honestly, football is to interview. Just, what's the point? They say the same thing over and over. There's nothing new. So
what's quite funny, though, when they do like those bigger press conferences when they're sitting down, the players.
Yeah.
Apparently, like Ronaldo and some other big players, they were like the Coca-Cola bottles.
Yeah.
Like with the sponsorship, they just keep moving them out of the camera shot.
Yeah.
It was quite funny.
Bringing it back to Games Workshop, do either of you play Blood Bowl?
I have played it on the computer a long time ago, and Blood Bowl, I'll just like to say now to bring it back into, like you say, like Blood Bowl was a superior sport. If that was real, definitely. I mean, it's probably
breaks Geneva Conventions, but yeah.
Doesn't stop some countries, so that's as far as I'll go with that conversation. But they probably used to do it. Anyway, so right, yeah, Blood Bowl. I played it a few times, and it's good because what I liked on the computer is that it tells you your odds of getting it to the other side. And then I'd play against my mate, and he would generally really like playing against me, and that's not bigging myself up, although I do think I'm pretty fantastic. When I played against him, the reason why he liked it is because he usually only plays against the computer, and the computer will only do fairly safe bets when it knows it's got like 60% of doing it. And I will like do the calculations, and I'm like, my grot's got a 2% chance it will score. Let's ring. And like I think one in the bloody hundreds of times we did it, it worked. And it was like, yes, that time was worth it. Well, Croxygore just stomps on his skull.
I was going to say, I've never played it, but the miniatures do look cool.
Yeah. So I've played a fair bit on the PC, and then with the release of the new box set, I was like, "That's it, I'm going in." And it's actually what got my fiance to come over to the like actual playing of like tabletop side of things.
Okay, that's cool.
She already painted stuff, but she's now starting her second Age of Sigmar army. So
wow.
What was that, Nurgle? Oh, did she do Nighthaunt? I should know.
No. So she messed around painting a couple of Nighthaunts.
That's what I was thinking of.
But she collects Nurgle and now Warclans with the Dominion box.
Oh, cool.
So she's going to do the Crawl Boys.
I'll be honest. I think like even if you're going for the Crawl Boys, let's say, or you're going for the Stormcast, doesn't really matter. That box set. Clearly you go for the Crawl Boys, that they're there for you. But even if you're going for the Stormcast side and you don't have anyone to sell the Crawl Boys to or whatever, you'll probably end up paying them. You'll probably end up falling in love with them. Like I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people are like, I don't do destruction, but I'm getting them with the box, so I'm going to give them a go. Like, and then like, I know. Well, I say I know people. I know someone who's also bought Kragnus to lead them. So he's heavily invested in that.
I'd love to write a list which is Kragnos and then every mounted unit from Destruction, starting at like Spider Riders all the way up to Stonehorns. Like I want to see that as an army. That'd be amazing. Just like a stampede of destruction.
That would be cool. And like, someone brand new to the game go, oh, imagine that's got some cool synergy if it's all cavalry. Yeah, no. But
not at all. That will do terribly.
Yeah, give your +1 to your bravery. and Cragness.
That'd be good fun.
Warclans.
Yeah, you'd have a good fun time. It'd be brilliant to take to one of the Path to Glory campaigns.
Yeah, that'd be, and that's something. That's probably what I'm most excited about with third edition.
Yes.
Because as Nagash was saying, you guys tend to do a lot more narrative stuff on Dice Sagas.
Well,
are you thinking of doing a Path to Glory?
Yeah, so we'll definitely be doing that. So, and what, like myself and Matt, when we do obviously battle against ourselves or obviously the community, what we tend to do is match play games. So we are competitive to an extent. Where
I've seen it, guys.
Well, the thing is, though, it's more just the story that happens. So if epic things happen, great. If they don't, then there's still a story there. So,
yeah.
But it is like match play games. One thing that we're looking to do for sure is that Path to Glory, though, because that just sounds epic, and from what I've seen and read so far, and
just have a structure to it now.
Like, what is that?
Let's have a structure to it.
Oh yeah,
take over territories, which I imagine will go really well with your map that you've got.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, so it was just pretty cool actually. We've got the we've got an event coming up soon as well. So where we're going to have basically we've got two community members who have just been giving each other smack here, there, everywhere in the Discord chat and stuff, which is great.
Is that and then Chaos versus Lumineth? So I remember seeing something about that.
So it's Lumineth are going to come in and help, but yeah, it's the Beast of Chaos guys against the Wanderers, so the city's armies.
Ooh,
and
very thematic.
So on the map itself, we're going to have the community choose sides who they want to side with. They're going to have their own battles. They're going to tally up things. The more content they contribute as well, so their own stories, their own characters, they get additional points for that as well. And me and Matt will both have a game as well. And yeah, basically it's going to be like territories being taken and fundamentally change the map and history of these locations. So yeah, it's got a load of cool things coming up with that. But yeah, Path to Glory. Looking forward to that.
Would that be TTS games or?
What was that?
Is that TTS games or like real life games or?
No, any.
Any? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my reservation I currently have with Path to Glory, and TTS might help with that, but it feels like one of those campaigns where you want a good 5 to 6 people who are going to commit to it. So you can tell a proper story, a good narrative with it. You can do it with 2 to 3, but I feel like sort of 5 to 6 will give you a really nice feeling for what it's designed for.
Yeah.
And like around my area, there's not a huge there's a good Age of Sigmar community, but they're very much more about the match play than the narrative. So
yeah, there is a bit of investment with Path to Glory, though, isn't there? So if you got to continue that evolving story, expanding your fort, all that kind of good stuff, and which is very cool. But you do need that, as you said, that community around to continue that story. So I can appreciate that.
I think in my area, it's not really competitive players in Age of Sigmar, but it's very much painters and hobbyists rather than gamers. So like, even though like it's not the competitive side, it's still hot. And it's like, I reckon I could get probably at most 3 of us, but it's also making sure people have the time into the matchup to play. So it is hard, especially if you like to, I don't know, maybe play some Warcry, and so like you're not just fixed playing Age of Sigmar all the time.
Yeah.
So, this week we're going to play some Age of Sigmar Path to Glory. Next week we're playing some Warcry. Week after we go back to Path to Glory. It's like, well, you've had 2 weeks since that last battle. Like, how long is this going to go on for? Like 3 months? And it might sound cool. Like, oh yeah, we'll do over 3 months. Be awesome. Like, it easily get people drop out. Easily. With that, and then we've got rerolling ones. Jacq in the chat saying, I did like the roundness of old Path to Glory. To be honest, I never really played the old Path to Glory because when me and my mate tried to set it up, I ended up having a Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon to start with, and then he ended up having like a 5 wound fit hero. Like, so it like some of the books went on the same path. But I did like the whole look of like when you roll a dice to see how many like what unit you get next and stuff. I think that's quite fun. Does it sound like that bit's go? Yeah, that bit is going away, isn't it? Because it depends on what territories you build and stuff. But I am starting a Warcry campaign soon, so that'd be cool. So that will either be Slaves of Darkness or Taking all the Stormcast. So that'd be quite interesting. I want to take something that has a campaign rule set in the core book because like a lot of the factions do. They have like a a list of missions you've got to do in the campaign system, which is quite cool. Because I know, like Christian yourself, you play a fair bit of Warcry, don't you?
Yeah, I love it. It's just so much fun and quick. We get a good number of games in as well. So yeah, it's great. In fact, we had our latest battle report. We had this actually got released yesterday. That one had we had basically Stormcast Eternals against Corvus Cabal, and we got 2+ stuff to do the Stormcast voiceovers, which is always fun. And after that, we've got we should have a Ogres versus Khorne battle report, Age of Sigmar one. So again, this is we're going back to not the recent edition or anything like that. So that'll be a good battle report to do as well. And then I think we're going to come to like an end of chapter 2 kind of thing there, and then move on to chapter 3 with the new edition. And with the new edition, we're still going to play Warcry throughout the whole thing as well, because it's just such a great system, fun, easy, and such a great entry level as well to get people into playing the actual miniatures, if you like. Just getting used to that kind of surrounding, the rolling the dice, the miniatures, all that kind of thing. Which I've had a few games as well with even like family members who have always liked the idea of it, but never really invested, or they thought, far too much, knowing how much I've spent. They're like, hell no, we're not going there. But with Warcry, it's like 6, 7 models, 12 max or whatever. Then there you go, you sorted.
I've never actually played it, and I must get round to playing it at some point.
Yeah, seriously, it's just good fun. I mean, there's so many epic, funny moments that can happen in it. It's just and battles tend to last about half hour. So
yeah, it's that quick pace, which is lovely, isn't it?
It's just good if you just don't have like a good few hours to kill, and if you just got like an hour or so, just crack out a game or two.
Yeah, and that's why it's easier to have like a campaign system to it, because you could play a couple of games in a day or something.
Oh yeah,
which is quite good. And then a Soulblight Gravelords have been given an addition to Warcry, which is quite cool.
I'm not seeing that, but that's really cool.
So it's just on a Warhammer community article, so it's free, the cards and stuff. And it's like there already was Legions of Nagash, but now they've added like you can have Blood Knights, you can have Black Knights, you can have Vampire Lord, a bunch of the heroes from Warhammer Quest Cursed City have been put into it, which is nice. They also have a use now, which is cool. Like so the Var, Scryer, and stuff like that, which is quite cool.
With Warcry as well, I just love the whole aspects where you are creating a warband, so you can be as characterful as you want as well. Where if you want to do like cities kind of thing, I mean, I really want GW to release some new mortal miniatures for obviously human faction for cities.
Yeah,
but
I think. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just saying, because there's the creativity of it all, everything like that. I just want to create like a witch hunter warband, which you could easily do with some of the hunters and the guys with the bows and all that, because they're quite rugged. So you can do that kind of stuff, even like a knightly order, like the character, the hero being the knight, and then you got like some peasants nearby, or something like that. He's just like going around with his entourage kind of thing.
Yeah,
I was just thinking like if I went into Warcry, I'd probably get like the Van Dam's pair, and like
straight away,
as you say, like a witch hunter, like group that we're working that way. Like that'd be good fun. I think the free guild models would still hold up fairly okay next to them.
I just think there's so much potential with cities to expand the range, if you like, and if they want to keep the models, of course, for whatever reason, but down the line. I mean, I played fantasy for like 15 years before Age of Sigmar and all that kind of stuff. So obviously, the Empire models, absolutely love them. Bretonian, obviously not anymore, but love those guys.
They're still. Oh wait, they'll come up at some point on the intro. Yeah. Well, this might as well be them. What's about to come up now?
So the miniature's still cool.
Yeah, but I say that. I mean, like probably I might be wrong here, but maybe the Flesh Eater Court model, some of them are maybe the same kind of age as some of the Bretonian models. Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I imagine a lot of the Flesh Eater Court stuff was 8th edition. I don't know. But what I will say about when you're talking about, little ideas and
Warbands.
stories and stuff that you can come up with when you're doing Warcry. It's because it's a lot easier to convert up like a warband to represent the story that they're from, or like the location that they're from.
Yeah.
And like for me, one of the reasons why I might be starting with my Stormcast and Warcry as a campaign is because it's a good way to use models that I'm slowly building up to make an army, rather than going like, right, I need to put like 40 hours into this until I can actually play with the models to actually know I'm going to start. Like, I've got the one I just showed you, and then obviously like these two, which are like the other two from the kit. And like as soon as they're paying up, you could already start playing them in Warcry. And like these models as well, they're the so they're like the Vanguard Hunters, but they are the ones from Warhammer Underworlds.
Yeah.
And they have like that bit more dynamic sort of posing to them if they're going to be used in Warcry, where you don't have so many models. But if there's anyone who's watching stuff and you've played Warcry, you played Path to Glory, like Jacq was saying and stuff, let us know as well. That is always good to hear. As I think it might just be people I know, but I think there's definitely more voices in a sort of like the narrative side as we're drawing closer to 3rd edition, where before people would just play, I just do match play. I don't even really look at narrative. Now I've heard a lot more people go, "Yeah, I'll be willing to give that a go." Well, yeah, I'd like to do that. So that's quite an interesting shift. I think maybe that's because they've just got Age of Sigmar as a whole has just got more people in it from different
walks of life. Yeah,
exactly. And especially how the lore has got better in Age of Sigmar. I think that's also driven the narrative side, and also the rise of Dice Sagas, where if I may say that the dice themselves tell the story.
Indeed, that is correct.
So yeah, exactly. But no, it is generally quite nice though, seeing that more narrative side come out, I think, which is nice, because at the end of the day, I mean, I never got into Warhammer to one day be able to say to my opponent, I have one more victory point than you, I win. That never crossed my mind. I didn't know what victory. It wasn't even victory points back then. It was bring your models, I'll bring my models. How many models are we going to bring? A medium amount. That was the start of it. And then some people think a medium amount is, what would now be 3,000 points, and someone thinks it was 1,000 points. And then you just run with it because there's no battle plan, so you just got to kill the other army. But I remember the old rules, which were like, if you were under strength, so if the opponent had more power, more points than you, not points, but just a bigger army, however you determine that, it was, you had things though, if you kill your opponent's general, then like you won the game. So there were ways around, and I think you just made a lot of fun of it. There were like narrative battle plans that are quite cool. Like I remember one was like destroy this realm gate and it had 30 wounds and stuff like that. And it was like I still say the best days of Age of Sigmar for me were the first John's Handbook. I think that was great. It was still Age of Sigmar was like a 4-page rule set, which was so simple. I mean, obviously now technically, better game, but then it was just the simplicity.
In all honesty, when this first AOS, the 3rd edition came out, I was pretty, I don't know, I was a bit taken back just by the sheer amount of rules.
How big?
I was thinking the simplicity of AOS, I was like, because I'm getting into 40k as well soon, because I played 40k for like 10 years, but I'm getting back into it soon. And I was like, okay, I'm like mind blown again, just because I've gotten used to 6 years of AOS or 5 years.
Study for an exam, isn't it? It's like, well, me, Luke, and Luke and Alex Tubber, we mentioned earlier, we like both you two, Alex and Luke, were very kind to join me for that video, and that was a long haul. That was over 2 hours. And it was, I hadn't seen any of it. I hadn't read any of the rules before we went into that. I looked into it and asked you guys how many pages, and you're like, it's 44 or something. And I was just like this. Jesus fucking Christ! All right, we'll go in the video. It's just like just go for it. It's just like it wasn't like, oh, I don't know. My opinion wasn't like, oh, that's cool. I really like that. That's nice. Well, remember that one. It was just like, how am I going to remember all this? I've already forgotten half of it. And doing these videos, I'm meant to know what I'm doing. So like, it was just. But it's great. Apparently, I've heard it. I don't know. I think it's a little under wraps, this, but apparently best edition ever. So there is that.
I'd say, because it does look incredibly daunting, but I think a lot of what it is the same rules as 2.0 with a few changes. And then a lot of it is things that everyone took for granted or debated, written in black and white hit with a number finally ironed out. And I think there's a lot of that in there. I think it's most of the FAQs from 2.0 have been sort of sandwiched in there as no, it means this.
FAQs.
I think it's more than anything, it's probably it's just clarity.
It's like reassurance, isn't it? A little bit. Because and a lot of those FAQs were along the lines of people asking, "Can I do this broken thing in my book that specifically says that I can't?" Like this, there's no rules saying I can't do this really broken thing that's going to make me lose friends. Can I do it? And then people are like, "No, no." But yeah, so I think a lot of the extra work, and there's a load of pictures, isn't there? And the 40 odd.
But I mean, having said that, though, I mean, with the new rules and what I've heard, now I've digested it through the YouTube channels, and of course, Agent Nagash yourself as well. It's just been good to soak it in, and then now I'm stoked. I really can't wait to get stuck into this now. And also, I'm thinking on top of that, it may help me adapt to 40k in the future as well, in terms of, again, just the sheer number of rules and all that kind of stuff. And I know they've got different terminologies like, Overwatch and Unleash Hell and other bits, that could potentially, and like coherency as well. So there are similarities in that sense, and I think it just helped me adapt as well, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
I'm stoked. Can't wait.
You'll definitely find it useful going into 9th edition 40k. There's certainly some bits that I struggle with still. I don't. No, that's a lie. I don't struggle with it. It's fairly simple, but it's just not having the.
Don't sound arrogant now.
Roll to hit, roll to hit, and roll to wound. It makes it so easy in Age of Sigmar, even with +1, -1, whatever's. But when you've got to sit down and start working out strength on a table.
I remember that from Fantasy, and I think when I used to play 40k.
They've simplified it down to just like a very small grid. It's how many you're plus or minus by.
Okay, that's good.
Will determine the roll.
Yeah.
But so they have simplified that a lot, but still, it is that step more that you have to remember each time you're doing something.
So I've heard like a lot of people been saying to me in the comments and stuff, saying like about how similar Age of Sigmar can be, like the new addition to like what 9th edition is for 40k, and is that a problem? And my personal preference and experience as someone who has played like 2 40k games maybe, and is that I like the idea that the games are getting similar, because that means when I want to pick up a game of 40k, I'm not going to spend bloody ages trying to remember how it works. So like,
I agree.
Like at the moment for me, like COVID aside, I probably play a game of either, Warhammer Underworld, Warcry, Silver Tower, Age of Sigmar, a game once every 2 weeks at the most. And then let's say one of those games I play happens to be 40k, and I don't play it until like once every 6 weeks. I don't want to have to try and remember everything. I just want my big robots to shoot my opponent's more spikier big robots and have a bloody good time, and then try and remember those objectives on the board. That's all I want. And I'll be honest, I've got the 9th edition book. I've even got for 40k, and I've got the chapter approved. It's called like their General's Handbook. I've got the chapter approved that came out with 9th edition, like a year ago, still sealed in plastic. That hasn't even been opened. When I play 40k, I will be playing with those points, and I will not be buying anything else. And that is how me and my opponent will be playing.
The fact that new ones just come out.
Oh, that annoys me. Even my opponent buys the new one. I'll be no, out of pure, arrogance. And we are using the old. We're using the old.
I'd heard a rumor that a new one was coming out, so I sold mine. Someone bought it, and then 2 days later they got announced. And I was like,
it's man in the know. It's good.
I had that when I sold my old Daughters of Cain battle tome the day before they announced the new one. That was great.
Yeah.
that was recently. That was great. And I felt a bit bad because it's a mate of mine, I was like, I was like, oh, sorry about that. That's a bit, no take backs, but sorry about that. That's a bit. And it's just like, I was like, all right, it's got all the lore and narrative and stuff in there. It'll be good. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, like, and I'm thinking it's useless. You've wasted £15, but that's cool. I'll happily take that. Like, it's all that lore and story and everything else will be in the new book.
I'm just going to make a note to self: don't buy anything from Age of Nagash because something is fishy.
Everything. This is 3D printed.
Ooh.
No, I'm joking. Honestly, if I get Age of Sigmar armies 3D printed, like I know, no question of loyalty. No question of loyalty at all. Which is, to be fair, like I won. I was lucky enough, one of those Instagram posts you see, like, follow, whatever, comment, tag 2 people, chance of winning some 3D files. So I was tagged by my mate, and I was like, I might as well enter as well. Turns out I won, and he didn't. And I won like 3 little foot knights, 3D models, to be like the files for them. I'm like, oh, this is great. I don't have a printer. But my mate, who was going to win them until I took it away from him, knows someone with a printer, and I won that about a month ago, and I still haven't changed it. I still haven't sorted out yet. So I hope files are not temporary. Otherwise, but what I was going to say with those 3D printed files, I won't do it. But if I had my own printer, I love the idea because they're sort of like heroic looking, knights for any medieval game, any fantasy game, and I would love to print them out like. I don't know, 5 times the size, so they're like a statue that big, and then have them in like a courtyard, all that stuff. So like that's a great thing about a 3D printer. Maybe I'll one day get a 3D printer, but I don't know. I'm still sort of like back in the park.
And I know a few people who got them, and one of the guys that I know as well, he's got his own like SD and cells bits and all that kind of stuff as well. It's his own like miniatures and stuff that he's done as well. But it is really cool. But at the same time, for me personally, I don't have time or effort really to go into that kind of side of things. I'm just happy. I'm just happy as it is right now. Just go buy, paint, and assemble, and I'm sorted, kind of thing. But I get it for those who really are interested in that aspects. Explore away, and then I'll take full advantage once it's all fully ironed out in the future. And all that kind of stuff, and but in terms of right now,
£700 for a STL file from GW itself. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Cool. And then just catching up the chat. So Michael, his name says, "Wow, prick move with the .k and battle tone," but he does say like laughy, joking. I mean, to be honest, he should have done his research. He should have gone, Morgasts came out not long ago. I actively collect this army, so I should be on top of it. And there's been a bunch of Warhammer community articles coming out for this army, And to be honest, there was nothing announced about a new battle tone, but sod's law, isn't it? And then Darren, who is a member here of Age of Nagash, so a very lovely person, is saying, "Hi guys, hi mate, hope you're doing well." And then he's saying, "Need a Nurgle AOS 3 video." So all the Nurgle AOS 2 videos are still relevant for AOS 3. I think that's something that we should all remember. But yeah, I will get around to it. I plan to. So I did mention it that did a poll, and you guys overwhelmingly wanted to see this. Is that I was going to look at some armies and say if they got better or worse in Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. And it's mainly going to be armies that I play, but I will look at the armies I don't play. But just bear in mind that obviously I'm not going to be a massive expert on it. I can only look at it from an outside point of view. But because I've done loads of videos on, I've done a video on every single army, and most of them I don't play. So I do have a fair bit of experience with that. But yeah, Darren, we'll look to get that done. I say we, I mean me. Unless I can drag a Nurgle player in who knows how to the army plays. Where's Alex?
You can say that for any army.
I remember I was talking to him like last time I was here. I asked him on the live show. I was like, "Did you play quite a few of these armies when we went through the points?" He goes like, "I could actively pick up and go and play well with 10 of them." And not in an arrogant way or anything, but just like generally he's that in tune with the game. I'm like, well, I'd love that. I said that I'm the sort of person who plays with faction dice, So, but I do. I reckon I could play. I say that. I reckon I could play, not win 4 out of 5 games at a tournament or anything like that, but I could pick up and play fairly well. Flesh Eater Courts, Nighthaunt, Ossiarch Bone Reapers, Soulblight Gravelords, if they play, because I'm learning them. And then you've got Slates of Darkness. So that's already 5. So yeah, that's not too bad. Which is I mean, like I've got an awful more battle tomes than that, and I could probably play Skaven as well. Right, so I played a hell of a lot. Skaven is hilarious. So we have then got Darren as well saying I think Nurgle is looking good in AOS3, but maybe with some slave units. Yeah, maybe. I think Blight Kings have gone are not going to be the way to go anymore. Those future Blight Kings, but I think that's quite nice. As I think Nurgle players probably wouldn't agree with that, but it allows you to try other things out as well, which I think is great. Like Fire Slayers, now they don't have the Hearthguard Berserkers, I think are the really good ones. Now they're going to have to think of something else. And then Darren has said, I think Slaves of Darkness will be super solid. Yeah, Slaves of Darkness look like the biggest winners because they had points come down, and some things that maybe should have gone up in points didn't. And then Archaon is just going to be yeah. He went up 30 points, and he is
not enough.
Incredible, incredible, amazing, and probably mainly in Zeech. And then we have the Great Book of Grudges, who is a friend of the channel, saying he's trying to flex clearly. I mean, I went to this is Nathan, Great Book of Grudges, fantastic channel. It's done loads of videos on fantasy lore, and also does a lot of like let's play videos with lots of Warhammer popular games. So go check that out if you haven't already. He's like on the list of friends of the channel. Blah blah blah. You'll find on my homepage. But Great Book of Grudges with that. So I went to General Longos. Technically, my muscles are contracting, which means they look smaller than normal. And then the other thing to say is that's on camera, so like clearly not very photogenic. So they probably look smaller there as well. Just want to get that one out, but I can give you a flex if you would like to. But usually that's for the OnlyFans, Nathan. So there'll be a link down below. Go to the OnlyFans. And I don't know if you ever saw the picture of me in the Imperial Knight, Nathan. You guys have seen it. Yeah. I can't unsee. But no, cheers, Nathan, for joining in as well. Hope you're doing well. And then we got Darren saying, also, Phil, Blades of Khorne Bloodthirsters are going to be dope with the new monster rules. We can only hope. We can only hope. And I heard, bear with me, every time someone mentions Khorne, I heard that this is the model you want to take in Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. This is what you call not a waste of money. That's not what you're going to call it, Luke. So this is what you call saying that you're legally not allowed to play in the game anymore if you're playing 2,000 points, which is great. I built and painted this thing and haven't even played with it yet. But it is a lovely model, and it looks great the more dust it collects. So, but hopefully, we will get some Khorne love in 3rd edition. Khorne is has been neglected. It's like Games Workshop has a Khorne allergy or something, and it's just like, no more Khorne on the call for you. All a waste of time. So but hopefully so, Darren. I see where you're coming from that, and I really, really do hope so. So we got that, and then we got Nathan again saying, I was taking the piss out of your win rate. Oh, right. I see. Naturally, I'm just really arrogant and very narcissistic. Is that the word? I can't remember. I've
seen your Facebook story. I can agree with that.
Well, yeah, I got a couple of Instagrams on the go. Did get a new PB today on the flat bench press. Go straight into it. Flat bench press. 5 repetitions are 122.5 kilograms. So like that's I was happy with that. First time doing 5x5. If anyone knows what that means. But moving on, because I imagine that's not what people want to talk about. So going on to but yes, so the win rate was it is pretty impressive, Nathan. Like I am very good. So I just think that should be mentioned. Great. As long as I win 60% of my games, that's fine. And obviously, we don't specify what sort of opponents you go against. Even if it's a child of 3 days. If a child can roll dice, they can play, right?
Weren't you on a 14-game losing streak at one point?
Nathan doesn't need to know about this. Like I was, but can I just say what Darren is saying? So I was, but I was. What was it? So I was playing Skaven. That was it. I was learning a new army, an army that wasn't doing very well, and I was determined to win with Clan Molder lists, which I won actually. To be fair, I only played one game with Clan Molder, won it, and then never stopped playing it. So my ratio was 100%. And I know Nathan as well. Great Grudges is a massive Skaven fan. So yeah, I tried Skaven out a lot. 14 loss win ratio doesn't mean Skaven are awful, but it was just learning the army. But yeah, it was something like that, and I think I went to a tournament and did awful as well. Like I played against Daughters of Cain like 3 bloody times in a row or something. So I think that added towards it. Yeah, and I was just like, and I think at like a 6-game tournament, like it was like 2 separate tournaments, but on the weekend, so it was like TTS 6 games total. I think I won 1 game. And I'm pretty sure it was the first game of the tournament. So I spent the next 5 games wasting 15 hours of my life. Which, you know, joking aside, but it's impossible not to be sorry at the end of it. And like, did your best and stuff. But like, when you have like 5 times in a row, your opponent's going like, "Oh, I've never rolled this well before." And you're like, "Yeah, fucking tell me about it." So like, did win a priority for like 6 or 7 games. Like, it was ridiculous. And then I play against you, Luke, and it sorted itself out. It's like when you jump. It always does. So going on to GUO. So great on clean one. I just want to say I'm impressed of my abbreviation technology of being able to break that down. So, but no, great on clean one. So I've done so much talk about Nurgle. So saying healing 3 to 4 times D3 wounds a round could be tough to get down. Yeah, I'll be honest. Unless I have something that can deal with that, I'm going to look at the great unclean one and go, I'm just going to go around it. Like, you know, it's a big thing to go around. You know, it's literally a mountain, but I will just go around it but if the opponent's got 3 of them, then it's like, well, I can only go around so many. But no, that is a good point, Darren. That is a good point. It's like, I think there's so many about like just people theorizing, oh, this guy can now do like 5 healing. Like, like, I think Archaon can do like 4 healing maybe as well. So like, and then Darren saying, not sure where you are based in the UK. I'm based in Kent, mate, so the south. But I literally didn't read the rest. But I'm in Kent. I signed up to my first ever tournament in September. It's a GT. So you're going to a tournament that's organised by a mate of mine called Russell, I believe. Is it in North Kent? Darren, that's what a coincidence though. I might be going to that, but I don't know if I can make it. So if I can, I will be going, and I will buy a t-shirt that says Asian Nagash on it that is not claimed to be a racist t-shirt, so people can identify me. But no, that's cool though, Darren. Whereabouts at Kent? I am from Ashford, so sort of centralised Kent location. Not too bad property prices, but compared to when you like, we established that Luke is in South Mordor and Christian is in North Mordor. Is that how it works? Like probably prices up there. Like you could probably buy a mansion for the price of a shed down here. And that's not me boasting. That's me saying that I'd never be able to afford my own place. But I think everyone has to move. And Darren is from Ashford as well. Wow. Oh yeah, near Ashford. Cool. I won't tell you my address because it's getting creepy. But right. No, that's cool, Darren. Do you go to the Ashford store? Turns out I actually know you. But no, that is cool. Yeah, so but that's September GT. That should be cool. I think a bunch of people are going to that as well. I think a lot of people I know. So it should be quite good. But the only problem I got, like, you go to a TTS Grand Tournament, it's fine. You don't pay a penny. It's organised by really, really nice people. You go into a tournament where you pay money for it, you go, what are you up against? Oh, well, I play Daughters of Cain. Next person, I play Daughters of Cain. Next person, I play Seraphon. A waste of money. Again, me being very, very salty. And then Dan's just saying that, yeah, I need to spend much money there with Alan. So Alan is the store manager. Lol. Yeah, so I'll be honest, I haven't popped into the store since lockdown was over. I tried to pop in the other day, and it turns out the day I went to pop in was the day the store was closed by chance. But I do need to pop in because I need to buy some lead belcher spray for the undercover OBR. Which anyone who's just joined, this is not a Stormcast. But I have painted the lightning bolts on it. So if anyone's saying that I haven't painted anything since the stream started, That's a filthy lie. No one's saying that apart from the other part of my brain. But no, that's cool, Darren. That's very cool, and obviously very nice person, as I mentioned, as he is a member here on Age of Nagash, which is cool. Right. So yeah, it's weird open times. Yeah. I popped on as a Tuesday, I think, and it's like it's closed. And I'm like,
my local's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah, same.
Ours used to be, and now I think it's closed. Is it closed? Darren know more than I do. Is it closed Sundays, Darren? Just like trying to plan out my next visit.
Closed on a Sunday.
What time is lunch, Darren? There, because I know he closes in like an hour.
They close for an hour as well. Yeah.
I used to be release staff there actually, so I used to work for GW for a bit. It was fun. Honestly, best job I ever had. Like a very, very small job, but very much like I get paid to tell people about Warhammer, and it was great. And to be honest, most people go into a Games Workshop store, they're already going to buy their stuff. All you're doing is you just ask them about their army, you just encouraging them. They're like, yeah, I will buy that Scar brand. I've been wanting to buy. It's like, yeah, you fucking will, mate. And also, do you have the paints for that, or do you got plastic? Oh, I haven't got plastic. Yeah, I've run out of that. Yeah, well, make sure you buy 4 of them, just to be safe. Make sure you buy 4 of that boxes as well, just in case you. What happens if you accidentally clip off one of Scarbrand's fingers 4 times? You know
what happens if suddenly the meta says you need to bring 4 Scarbrands? You need to be prepared.
Exactly, which will never happen. I remember getting a conversation with someone about a Manticore though for about 5 minutes, and it turns out he was talking about an Imperial Guard vehicle, and I was talking about Slaves of Darkness and stuff. It was great. Like, yeah, it's like really, it's quite fast, isn't it? It's like, oh, it's not too fast. I'm like, it moves like 12 inches, and he goes, does it? Has there been an update? It's like, yeah, the new book came out. Like, yeah, it's like generally a conversation like that, and then it turned out he was talking about an anti-air book. It was great, and then it just got to the point where it's like, I think I mentioned about wings, or I could fly. And it was like, it wasn't.
It was like dawned.
Exactly, and Darren said that no, open Sundays now, just closed Mondays and Oh, so it went there and then it went back. I see. Didn't make sense for it to be closed on a Sunday, apart from the person who works there wants to at least have 1 day off at the weekend. And Tuesday, I think. Also, it's like 2:30 free. Okay, this is all from my own personal knowledge. And then he says, I tend to buy paints and bits there to support the store and the odd model, but it's hard to pass up discounts from places like the Element. I'll be honest, mate. Like I used to buy in there a lot. Like since I've been doing Warhammer for like 6 years, I'm not gonna lie, I spent thousands of pounds in that store. And I kind of feel like because I spent that sort of money in that store, it sort of lets me off a little bit. And also, I'll buy where I play because I don't game in store. I feel a lot less of a need to buy there. If I was gaming in store when I used to, yeah, 100%. But yeah, I like if I go in, it's to buy the odd paint or something, or just to say hello, really. And you feel weird walking in there, not leaving with like a brush or a paint, don't you? Like you feel like it's a bit rude, isn't it?
I still buy from the store mainly, and
you're a fool.
There are times, huh?
You're a fool. No,
no, that's all. It's just because during discounts are all great, but again, it doesn't really faze me that much. But I think obviously the great starter sets, obviously that's pretty good. So obviously dig into those. But yeah, in terms of going elsewhere, I have done in the past, but I think mainly it's again just to support the guy as well, because I know it's a lot of people probably do that and say that, but and generally I'd go to the store mainly to do that as well.
It's one of those, if you've got a store where you like the staff, you'd like to play there and stuff, support them, because otherwise all Games Workshop will see is that they're not getting the sales, they'll switch them out for someone who's just purely sales oriented.
Yeah, that's true.
And you won't want to go there anymore. So
I remember a time when my local store that we had a manager for a brief time who was every time they were asked a question about every time, like that's exaggerating. 90% of the time when they were asked a question, they would refer to someone else who's a regular at the store who often paints in there for questions such as they're unboxing the towel that's came from the latest shipment, the towel from 40k. and asking if they're chaos. So, if they go in the chaos section, which I think, kind of know your products a little bit, because the tower kind of the closest thing you can have to good, but it's through communism. So, it's like swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Maybe a sign of communism actually, it's probably very repressive. And then Darren is saying that he's been collecting AOS for like 4 months. Warhammer in total about a year now. That's cool. That's probably why I haven't bumped into you and stuff, because obviously you've been doing it during lockdown and everything. But no, like you're in the golden spot. There's nothing better than when you first get into the hobby. It's amazing. I remember like this is my third ever box of miniatures I've been buying. Great feeling. That was Spirit Hosts that turn out are the worst things to build. But
oh my god, they are just
awful.
I've got a few units. Well, I'll say that. I've probably got 9, I think, of them.
I was doing something the other day, and they were saying, like, am I the only one who actually finds them easy to build? And they weren't being arrogant. They were just generally like, they didn't find them that hard. I'm like, maybe it's because it was like the third unit I ever built. That's why it was hard. But I generally think they are quite hard.
No, they're terrible.
It's like, so the join bit is here, and it's like, when I bought them, they don't even have like, now like in more recent kits, they have like a little yellow section and they're like building instructions where the bits go together. Didn't even have that. So this grey squiggly bit goes into this grey squiggly bit, but don't make sure you don't put it on the other grey squiggly bit and the other bit's squiggly bit. And it's just like, right.
To be fair, I'm finding that putting together my Celestin Prime, that's been a bit of a pain.
I think forget about him. Get your Draster. You're fine.
I'm getting your Draster.
Yeah, she's easy to build as well. Literally, it's in the name.
I'm so salty about that. finally got my Celestin Prime, been painting and building, and now it's just like, yeah, cool. You don't need that.
I'm the new and improved version of you. It's literally.
I think he's going to get new rules in the battle tome. He'll get a ward save, which will be huge. Yeah. I think he'll still be good.
Can't wait to kill him.
Ooh, do you mind if I take the next question?
Have you gone through the correct channels? Can you ask me in writing? Send it to me in writing.
Oh God! All right.
No, I'm joking. What's the next question? I'll click on it so it comes up.
It's JF's question.
Cool. So we do that. I see Darren's put one as well. Way back.
Yeah. So is Ampleguard good or bad in 3.0? Hydra's making a comeback? No.
But I'll say as well, but the Hydras haven't got worse as long as their points can go up. The points go up.
I disagree, because
I'll let you take this one.
The other day, you get extra victory points for killing people's monsters.
Oh, that's fun.
And Hydras die very quickly, so you are literally handing people victory points. So again, it's one of those. It depends if you're wanting to play like Uber, I want to win all my games, or if you're building an Ampleguard army because you like Dark Elves.
I'll tell you what, JF. If you know Cinderful Gaming, it's another YouTuber. He's played a lot of games with Ampleguard. He even took like 4 Hydras just to see what he could do with it. If you can ask him, I know he'll definitely know. Go forward, but I agree with Luke. Now I do, knowing that. But I think because sometimes monsters add towards victory points as well, like for objectives. So it balances. But I mean, JF, follow your dream, run as many Hydras as you want, and
build the army you want to play.
Exactly.
That's exactly it. That was going to be my 2 cents, just throwing it in there.
and I think it should be along the lines of you can only ever deploy 1 Hydra at a time. But, you can only start by deploying 1 Hydra. And when that Hydra's dead, then you deploy 3 more. Because when you can never let the head thing growing back.
Yeah.
Because the head thing growing back now, it used to be 3 wins your heal, and now it's just D3, which is...
Yeah.
They actually made it worse, which I have no idea. Clearly, people are winning too many games with these Hydras, or the person in the rule department lost a game against a Hydra and was like, right, that's it. You'll get it. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. So then we've got, do you want to read the one from Darren and Luke?
I was particularly enjoying his model just now, actually. He's painted 1 Nurgle model so far and a few Slaves to Darkness models. Put a picture of his Great Unclean one in the Discord whip server.
Oh, I'll tell
happy
you.
with him, and we'll have taken your time, and it definitely shows. Like you've done a very, very good job.
I'll tell you what. We'll get
bring it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a page out of Christian's book because I've been on. I've only been invited once for some reason. Couldn't be why, but I have watched several, if not all, of your live streams, and I see that every time someone mentions stuff, you're like, "Diddly boo, you got it up and everything." Not like me, who forgets to replay this video 25 times. So let's see if I can do this magic. Just fine. Yes, that should be good. And then I just go. Then so I will. Am I gonna have to share screen? Yeah, share screen. Okay, so I can do this without going to our face straight away. So is that coming up now?
Yeah,
got it.
So there we go. So that is Darren's great unclean one there. Ooh. Looking just as revolting as he would have hoped. Beautiful. Yeah, that is one.
Really nice job on the skin.
Yeah, that's nice. I like the pink you've got as well for the intestines. Stuff coming out.
It's quite a nice muted green yellow, which often I find a lot of them are really, for my own personal taste, too bright. I like the more muted colors for Nurgle.
Yeah, I agree. I feel. I think it depends what it is. I think for Orc Warclans, I like bright and vibrant, but I think for Nurgle, you want that sort of like almost like Nurgle rot sort of color. Yeah. You know, like there's actually that paint. I don't mean just cover the whole thing in it, but which would still look cool. But yeah, I agreed. So very, very nice there,
I love that,
Darren. I look forward to fighting that probably at some point in the future as well. And then you'll just be asking me the question of going like, I've got one, it heals 4d3 wounds. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to ignore it. Like, don't worry, it looks pretty. It'll be staying around for a long time. So we've got that. And what I say is anyone else who is on because I've learned, I think like as a team, we worked out how to establish sharing different screens on this StreamYard. So if anyone else has got anything they would like to share in the Fight the Grey Discord, put it there. And if you're wondering, Discord, what Discord? Why haven't I mentioned Discord before? I have got a Discord called Asian Nagash where you can go on, and then you can go onto the Fight the Grey section and add your pictures. And then we'll do that. And then Darren's just quickly saying that, thanks, guys. He's going to run Flaming Sword for 4 damage a pop. Yeah, that's what's not to like about 4 damage.
Yeah, he will.
He's going to hit like a truck, I hope. Yeah, it sounds like he will, mate. And then we've got, not to forget about you, we've got George the Badger. So what 3rd edition stuff are you getting? So, George, I will be getting the Dominion box set, ×2. The General's Handbook, probably at some point. I'll be honest, General's Handbook, I mean, it's practically free on the internet. So, like, it's kind of... But I will be buying it at some point. And then... I was maybe going to buy the Path to Glory book, but I think it's literally just for a log. Like, there's no rules in it. I think the rules are mainly in the core book.
It is just a log.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, with the Dominion box set, it's got everything I need, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, I know that sounds like just one thing, but you get the core rule book, you get those 2 cool-looking armies. I don't really need much, to be honest. Doing Age of Sigmar quite a long time. Collected so much. Like, it's just like, to be honest, like a new edition. I mean, I'm more than happy for them not to bring out a new edition, then I don't have to spend £100 on a core box set. Like, so, like, you know, swings and roundabouts. But so yeah, that's all I'll be buying, mate. But what are you buying, George? You put boys that you did. I've just started the hobby again after a year. Oh, okay, George, that's very exciting. I was going to say,
welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Also, I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so welcome to the chat as well. It turns out I have 3 personalities, and I've actually managed to just split them into 3 different screens, as we can see. But no, welcome back to the firstly a great community. Also, gonna bite a bullet here and say probably a better community than it was when you left, depending on what game system you're in. That's what I'm going to say. But no, welcome back to the hobby, man. What got you back? Was it like cool looking models, or was it the lore, or was it like, I don't know, you used to do A game system, then you move to another one or whatever like that? Did you have mates that got you back into it? Let us know that, and also let us know what army you have gone for. And if you haven't gone for one, I'm going to say watch my why play videos. They're just as relevant as they ever were.
I have a friend who's just come back. He used to play fantasy, went over to 40k, and he's now just coming over to the world of Age of Sigmar. And he's like, I really want to play Age of Sigmar. I was like, okay, cool. Go away, watch Nagash's videos, see what you want to play. And
ask him to put it on loop as well, so they keep playing. It's good for the algorithm.
He went away. He watched all of your Y play,
wow,
action.
All of them.
All of them.
Jesus, like that. But we're talking like I know Christian watched all of them all as well. So you probably took you about 30 hours.
Out of everything he could have chosen, he went for Sylvaneth, which, yeah.
I tell you what.
I'm a Sylvaneth player. I'm happy with that.
I'm a Sylvaneth player too. I've got a tree and a book lying around here somewhere. But what I will say is, I'll be honest. So, let's see if I can get it up, shall we? My technology skills are on par with the average 9-year-old. So. Where if I go to my most popular
player, that counts as honorary Sylvaneth, right?
Exactly. So I've gone to my most popular videos now. Anyway, all I was going to say is, out of all of my Y play videos, Sylvaneth is my most popular. And I say when I do that video, I make some very strong references between Sylvaneth and the Japanese during World War II. And I also say I'm not a Sylvaneth player. I don't have much experience with Sylvaneth. I have played as them a couple of times a long time ago, but that was still my most popular video. And the strong reason reason for that is at the start of the video as well. I also say I get fed up of people just saying this army is not worth talking about. It's that bad. We're not going to talk about it for 2 reasons. Because if it is that bad, new people getting into the game don't know. When I say that bad, I mean on a competitive scale. When new people getting into the game don't know why it's meant to be bad on a competitive scale because nobody talks about it. Second thing, every bloody game you're playing is not going to be at a tournament, and that is how people judge armies, which I get fed up of. I still say, Sylvaneth, it's going to be harder for you to win your games, especially against some armies out there. But when you do win your games, you're going to feel better for it. And a lot of armies, you can give them more of a run for your money. If you want to play a game, that means you can just build a list, and then you can drink and play it and all that and probably still win. Play something else. And then I also say, the range is beautiful. Everything else about Sylvaneth, I definitely really, really like it. But I think the reason why that is my most popular Y play video is because I was one of the few people to actually want to talk about it. There's other people who've done great videos on Sylvaneth as well, but I was one of the few. And also my Beast of Chaos series, that's over 10 hours. And that's because, I've got the most content for them, but that's not particularly saying much. Apart from Imagine the Air as Coach, he's talked about Beast of Chaos, and Doug from 2 Plus Tough, he's covered the lore side of Beast of Chaos. I don't know how many other people have talked about him. So, that's another reason why it's so popular. But that Sylvaneth one, I'm just interested because you mentioned it. It's my 5th most popular video of all time. And that's not me trying to say, a popular video and stuff. I'm generally just that shows how many people wanted to hear stuff about Sylvaneth that wasn't just shooting them down. And they're not the worst for me.
While we're speaking about Sylvaneth, though, Dreicher still has the monster keyword.
Oh, there you go. She does. She can empower herself.
Very tasty.
And Alex said, because Alex runs her, Alex Tubbs, in his Living City list, he says that I believe he said that there's no reason why I won't be doing it and she'll be even better.
He's actually said there's more reason to run her there now.
Well, there you go at the end of the day. And just to continue with George the Badger, is also saying, my brother got me back into it. I started Soul Blight. I played fantasy as High Elves, but the vampires are so... What got us talking about Sylvaneth again? I was thinking it was George the Badger, but it's your mate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's my friend who's got into
I got Soul Blight. That's not what I had in my head. No, but Soul Blight, right. So, firstly, I am so dedicated to Soul Blight that this may not look like a limited edition battle tome. That's because it is the limited of the limited edition. So that's how much I don't know. I've got 10,000 points Soul Blight Gravelords. Love them. That's when they weren't called that. I love the army. Always been a strong advocator when there were people going I think an often thing I refer to if someone was like saying, please use a force multiplier on my daughter instead of, you know, giving me this book because I hate it. It's awful. It's the worst thing to ever happen to humanity. Those people don't really respect their opinions. The book is not the most competitive army, but I don't think we want to be judging the top 5 armies compared to every other army. And I think it's a great book, and there's lots of different ways to play it. And there's even one that's got like a heavy monster faction within it, and it's not maybe not deemed as the most competitive faction, but now 3rd edition's coming out and monsters get bonuses and stuff, but you know, your opponents gets VPs.
Avangori is going to be good fun.
Yeah, exactly. So George Badger, you've selected well, and I will be doing more content on stuff like Gravelords soon. If you haven't seen my Why Play video, go check that out, or I've done my review of the League of War Scrolls. Go check that out as well if you haven't already. But I will be doing content for them, but a lot of it's waiting until 3rd edition's out, just so we know with FAQs and stuff. Like frequently asked questions and stuff for the game. And then Darren is saying that got to get back to work, guys. Catch you next time. Yeah, catch you next time, man. Nice to find out you actually live nearby, and hope you well. Have a good shift, mate. And thank you very much for joining. Cool. And then again, anyone else who's in the chat, if you're in the Discord, if you're not, why not join the Discord and post pictures of your models and stuff in the Fight the Grey section. And right now, something I posted up a little while ago, is we've actually got a some Slaanesh models that I just want to make sure I don't get the name wrong, from Shadow Ops 666. So Nate, who I've spoken to before and stuff in Discord, and just respect some of his lovely Slaanesh painting. Pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool. That's just like a selection of my favorite models in the entire range there.
That's all of them.
That is probably all of my favorite models in the entire range. Yeah, you got.
I do wish they'd redone the Demonettes. That's my only wish.
I don't mind them. Still think they're alright. I don't have the army, so you know. But at the same time, I still think they look alright. But I can appreciate it if you. Yeah,
I think what I've seen people do with Demonettes. Something I was going to do, but never got around to it. Was kit bashing with Witch Elves. And then they just have that sort of more dynamic sort of posing to it. But that's
is that why you don't like about it though? What's the reason?
Yeah, it's also I feel like for me they look a bit dated. Right. That's my opinion.
That's fair.
But like I love the Keeper Secrets. I love the Seeker riding guy who's not Blissbarb Blade Strikers, but that guy, the Night Runner. So I like him. I like the Painbringer. I like the Archer. That Archer takes a long time to paint, doesn't it, Nate? Who's not watching this? But then we've got Sigvald, and then we've got Keeper Secrets. Like lovely selection of models, and also I want to say, apart from like the pinks, purple we've got there. Not the most common colour for Slaanesh as well, like the blue, which is like quite dominant, and the very pale skin, which is quite nice. So yeah,
thinking of pale skin, Yasmin's planning on doing her Crawl Boys as sort of the albino pale orc look, which will be fun to see.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be different. In like a snow environment as well with blue armor.
Don't know. Haven't found out about that yet.
That would be good. So
I've been working on resin bases for my Ogre Moor tribes, so that they're all like on top of cracked ice and stuff.
That's good.
Like that.
Imagine that's taken a while, isn't it?
Yes.
That's cool. And then we got, just looking through this. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm playing catch up all this stuff. We got the Paladin showing something from Titanicus, what it's called. Adapters Titanicus. That's not it, is it? Adeptus Titanicus, that's it. Yeah, that's very cool there. And then we've got
one of mine actually.
Oh, well, we'll best avoid that then. No. And then we've got so let's see. Have you put one in here?
Me? No, not. I think I put one in the other day, the other evening.
And what about you, Christian?
So whereabouts should you put him? Just going through it now. So
Fight the Grey,
Fight the Grey. Also, there's loads of stuff.
Fight the Grey, yeah.
There's loads of stuff here about crabs. So like that's the thing. I didn't mention crabs when I did my top 10 models of AOS 2nd edition, and there was
a bit of a revolt on the server.
There was. I was literally being told that while my video was premiering.
There you go.
And we've got some cool corn here. Nice and bloodied from WolfNick, so that's cool. What I should do is, like, going forward with this, I should save some of these pictures and then do like a video or going through them and stuff. So that could be like a nice background thing. But it's nice doing it live and stuff as well. So we got that. We got some Slaves to Darkness heroes here as well. So that's the warband for the Underworld. So that's cool. There is so much cool stuff here.
Mine was down.
I've gone past you, have I?
Yeah. Next one.
There we go. There's your Stormcast giving the finger. I don't think I can make this in EM.
No, I probably can't make it any bigger. It was taken on the phone.
That's cool.
It's the Knight Encounter you get with the £5 magazine, and then I switched it out with the Comet head from the Knight of Zeros, bro.
Oh, right. Do you mean this £5 magazine that I've only just bought?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I was literally, I walked into a store. I didn't know what to buy because the thing, lead belcher spray wasn't available. And I was like, well, I never picked this up in the last 3 years. You get a free model for like £5. Why not? Is that the rough streets of Manchester?
Yeah.
It's all the same, isn't it?
But yeah, no, I mean, for £5, it's actually a very good magazine if you have a little read through it.
Yeah,
I was quite impressed.
It made me laugh though, because it's like the Soul Wars has begun. And I'm like, oh, we finished the Soul Wars now. And then we've got Takeover Mars, who is he's got an Instagram, everything. He's actually got a YouTube channel. Lovely person. And he has posted his pictures of Be'lakor here. And I can't really zoom in enough, so it's not really giving enough justice. But very, very cool basin. I'm sure you guys can see. Is it coming out really small?
Yeah. If you press Control and zoom in with your scroller and your mouse.
Just bloody whiskey, isn't he? It turns out Christian's actually just 15. He can grow a beard. Control and scroll.
No, it's not doing it.
No, it's not. I think. Why must I click Open Original?
If you
the world employee.
if you click on the screen,
my internet history.
Give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen?
The video gets demonetized.
It's going to say if you just click on the screen, you should be able to just
there
if you
we
hold down
go.
scroll and if you hold down Control and scroll in, it should be good.
That's not coming up for you guys, is it? Because it's saved under a different window. That's right. So we're gonna share, and then we're gonna click stop sharing. So you're probably gonna see our faces. Very lucky, very privileged. All you guys are. There we are. Dusty in your room, isn't it, Christian? Just saying. I wanted to say it first, just in case other people said it. Just so like you're a bit protected. So there we go. That's coming up bigger, is it? Kind of.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So there is a nice Be'lakor painted in a different scheme to the usual grey, isn't it? It's like much more like you can see the fire from beneath, sort of like lightening the muscles on the edges and stuff. Well, I think it's quite cool there. Yeah, that's pretty. Be'lakor is a model that I want to buy at some point. Like it's when I came out, I was like, this is incredible. But I don't know if I will. I've got a Be'lakor actually, and I'm sure we all agree it looks exactly as good as that one, which is the old model that is now probably a Demon Prince. With that, but no, so we've got that. Let's see what else we've got.
So is that done all with contrast then, Christian? Your one?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I'm using now. It's constant. Just contrast mode.
And I'll be honest, like as I say countless times, I'm like, oh, pay with contrast, are you? It's like if I could pay anything with contrast, I will. Like, there's no pride. Like, so we've got some Beasts of Chaos here. I'm going to try and open original. Does that make any? Oh, look at that. I mean, is it sharing? Is it sharing Beasts of Chaos? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Has my camera gone off for some reason?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's happened. There we go. So that is Ben, who's joined us in several videos on this channel, and that is his Beast of Chaos Force.
Nice.
So I think it's cool. You very rarely see Beasts of Chaos, so I wonder what that is. But very, very cool looking army, and very interesting features and some of the third party big monsters that we're not allowed to mention here, otherwise the video gets demonetized. Like literally, like silly things. Like I think me and him mentioned a certain part of your body where you could put metal through, and then that was enough to stop the video. I was a SNES video, so I don't understand the point of that. But we have got Salvek. Apologies if I butchered your name, but he's saying new Stormcast Eternals and new Cruel Boys. What tier level can we expect? So from what I've heard, the Cruel Boys are not going to be great from what I've heard, but there's still a book to come out and everything. So I'd say bear in mind that the Stormcast Eternals will be better than the Cruel Boys by the looks of things. Again, they're getting new books. We'll have to wait for that. But I don't know if either of those armies are going to knock one of the other top 5 armies out of position to take theirs.
Yeah.
Like you have to be.
We might see Stormcast sitting in the happy fat middle. I think Crawl Boys, hopefully with the new book, will be middle of the fat middle. They might be bottom end of it though.
I think like we'll have to wait and see. But I also think I honestly think like the where the game is best is the fat middle. Like that's where we want to try and bring out everything. So if a book comes out and it's not one of the top 5s, honestly, do not think that's a bad thing because Games Workshop. I mean, those top 5 armies, like we always say, that would be fine if it if every book that came out forward was now joining that top 5 army, and then they're all going up to that level. But clearly, as they're not, it's good when we don't have more of those. Okay, so then I think we also did we have Christian? Do you say you posted something in here?
Yeah, just that should be one of the last ones, I think.
So we have got some Ideneth Deepkin and Love from Christian. So here we are. So for some reason this one zoomed in really, really well. But we have got a converted Tidemaster. So what was your idea behind this one then?
First of all, I've got the Catacombs box, and I weren't going to build the warbands, so figured, but I love the models. So and ended up thinking, what can I do with this one? And then obviously it came to me, it's obviously Shadow, why not use a wave? So and I used the Valiant Blizzard technical?
Yeah.
What
wave for the wave effect. And for my Ideneth army, it's all very colourful sea creatures. So as you could probably tell by this chap here as well. It's got like a yellow kind of eel, multicolored everything. So yeah, just obviously wanted a bit. Obviously had a bit of conversion there with the spell on the hand as well. So just cut off the sword that you had with her and just give her a spell in the hand as well. So yeah, it's a bit of fun.
It's also I like it when you come up with your own models and stuff as well. So it's quite there's one thing getting a model built and painted, and then when you like convert it up and your own paint scheme and everything like that,
it's
extra bit of pride, isn't there?
So much more character as well for me personally as well. So I've got this guy. I don't know if you can see him, but the Soul Scryer. Give him like a hood instead.
That's cool.
A hooded thing, instead of the actual head. I'm going to use that original head on probably a king or something else, but and I use Volturnus's head on my Prince Eel as well.
For my Knight Azeroth for my new Stormcast, I really wanted to switch out the lantern for the beast head off the this year's store anniversary because I was really wanting to lean into like that beast hunter and stuff. Unfortunately, I'm really struggling at trying to find that model because I didn't have it when my store had its anniversary. And it is nigh on impossible unless you're willing to drop 40-50 quid on the model.
Is that the one with the Minotaur?
The one with the Minotaur head, yeah.
Because what was it like? We talking about Ben with those Beasts of Chaos. Like his mate said, like I bought you like a Beast of Chaos model for you, like a brand new Minotaur. And it was just that Stormcast carrying a fucking bullcore's head. But it's like I do know what you mean, like even just things like head swaps and stuff, like you were saying with your was it Knight in Cancer, the one earlier, just like even like that, a lot of my Slaves of Darkness, like the warriors, have been given like head swaps. That just makes it feel different.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you're new to conversions, head swaps, like do that. Give a guy who doesn't have a helmet. Make it really easy to do, depending on what it is, and it simple but effective in the results. And then we've got Cedar, who has posted this. So I don't know if he is in the chat. He may be. If you are, let us know. And he's posted a really cool Stormcast with a really nice, different paint scheme.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Cool.
It looks like Phoenix. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like a take on the Anvil one, I think it's called.
The Anvil Guard.
Yeah. No, Anvil Guard City. Heldenhammer. Something to do with an anvil and a hammer.
Yeah, something.
So Christian, who knows loads about AOS lore, because that's what his channel's about, what Storm host is that?
It's our own law, mate.
Right. Should have got duck. No, joking. So anyway, so it's one of them. I know which one it is because I painted mine up. Heldenhammer, that is the one. I thought I said so that's how I kind of painted my one for the Corn Dragon. And that, but I changed it up to make it Roman looking. But anyway, so I like that one, and I like the take you down the yellow and the blue as well. That's really cool. And you are in the chat as well because he said, "Hiya, I'm here." That's great. Like really, really cool, man. And I'll be honest, there's so much that gets posted in the Fight the Great. I don't often see everything. Have you posted on there before? And that's not meant as an insult. Like I haven't like seen your stuff and stuff before, but just out of interest because that is very cool. And anyone else?
That's the helmet I've used on my Knight Incanter, actually.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, so
because I want, like, basically the whole idea was the Knight Incanter was purely there just to bring down the Everblaze Comet. Like that's all they're there for. that and a free unbind. So I was like, I really want to represent that. And then there was that helmet which like literally has a comet on it. So I was like, this is perfect. I didn't want a face. I prefer the helmeted ones. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame it. Yeah,
I've got to work out what helmet I'm going to try and put on your Draster. It's gonna be difficult.
Your Draster. So I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe if you put an Ossiarch Bone Reaper head on there, then it's like the little kink in the armor that you can tell it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing force.
Yeah, ogre. Just put an ogre face there.
An ogre. Put one of Archaon's Dorgorath's head on it. With each head. That would look fine. And then Cedar is saying that No just joined your Discord tonight. Oh, that's goes to show. Join the Discord and get your model on the screen. But no, generally that's really, really cool. Hope you enjoy the Discord, mate, because there's so much. There's so much that I can't even keep up on it. Hence why I have Luke as a volunteer.
Cedar's a good chap, so treat him well.
I like it's not our fault, but I treat people generally really badly, like awful. Like council gets. No, I'm joking. You are more than welcome onto Discord. You just can't talk about crabs now. I never wanted to ban crab talk, but that's where the Discord's gone. So if you were to post an emoji right now of a crab, Cedar, that would be a bad start. So basically, I did this video of top 10 models in AOS, and it turned out most of my people from Discord were not watching the video and instead talking about fucking crabs. We're not watching the video, but they're on the Discord talking about crabs, which made me sad. So yes, the problems with the super clue might pin it. Okay. Yeah, okay, yes, let's talk about that. Do you know what? I didn't even notice that he didn't have the wings on. I just thought he's cool jumping in the air and shooting. That's personally where I came from. So
he looks more like. It would be cool if you were allying in a Severith. Yes,
it would, wouldn't it? Yeah. But yeah, that's really cool, man. So yeah, loads of awesome stuff in this Discord. That makes it sound like I'm talking about myself. I mean, loads of awesome stuff that has been posted by you guys in this Discord. Just trying to see if I'm finding it. Yeah. So right now, out of interest, is it coming up with me scrolling through Discord, or is it coming up still with that?
Just the image.
That's good. Oh, this is cool. What are these guys? Oh, I didn't even see this. The Scarecrow. Bloody hell, that's really cool.
Oh, have you not seen his Jacq.l army?
No.
Oh, his whole army is like this.
How cool
Ooh.
is that? I'll be honest, before I clicked on it, I thought, are these third-party models? Like, not that that's a problem, but like...
I think the heads and shields are.
But the Blood Knights...
Yeah, no, his entire Soulblight army, he's replaced every head with a pumpkin.
So that's like... what's that
that
film? What's that film?
Look at the shields as well.
Yeah, the shields are amazing. I was really, really impressed with it. Pumpkins on the ground as well.
It's
beautiful.
10 out of 10. So good.
That's great. Is it Sleepy Hollow? There's a film like the Headless Horseman stuff.
Headless Horseman, yeah, Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, it reminds me of that sort of thing. Yeah, that's really cool. And I've only just noticed all the pumpkins on the bases as well, which also reminds me of Stranger Things. But no, that's really, really cool. That's really nice. And then Celia says, so tempting to post that crap. I mean, yeah. If you do, I warn you, legally can't do anything. But next time you have a bad day, to blame on. And we've got a Cragnus. So this is from Hender. So again, not getting anything painted, but that's okay. This is why I never posted anything in here, guys. But so no, that's nice. The Cragnus, like, yeah, that's a nice one, isn't it? It's such a cool model to work on, I reckon, as well.
I didn't realize how large that model actually is.
Oh, it's huge.
Even you go, well, it's standing on a rock. Yeah, it's still bloody big.
Yeah. Honestly, when it first came out, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then when I saw it in comparison next to the monitor, I was like, wow. That was really good.
Have you seen the unicorn conversion of Kragnos?
Yes. I've seen. Yeah, I'll get that as well. That's awesome. But I've seen a zebra version of him as well, which is
I've seen that. Yeah.
And with Cragnus as well, it kind of reminds me. He's probably about, or maybe a bit smaller even, but probably about the same size as the like Kolek Sun Eater from like Total War Warhammer. Like what he's.
I think they're going to use him as a base for when they do him Kolek for Warhammer: The Old World. I think that will be the base thing they use.
That's still way off that though, isn't it?
Oh god, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And COVID's delayed it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the unicorn. Let's get this up. So for anyone who hasn't seen a unicorn, Cragnus.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
That looks really cool. I haven't seen this yet.
That's the unicorn Cragnus. And there's you can find the post of it, and there's lots of different sides and all that sort of thing, which is really, really quite cool. But yeah, that is that's like, so that is that.
I think it's so many points. Like I've tried to fit him into like a ogre list, and it's just like I'm losing so much taking him.
I'm giving so much and getting so little back.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, how is he on the tabletop? I've heard not necessarily great things about him. But...
it came down to points. Right, so they're talking about Cragnus and talking about on tabletop. So Michael Gibbons is saying Cragnus versus Archaon as a Slays of Darkness player. I don't like my chances. So Cragnus, again, obviously it all comes down to who swings first. But Cragnus gets a charge and he does 36 more wins to Archaon. That's great, but very, very little chance of that actually happening. Archaon's taking him down. Archaon is, if we're talking points wise as well, I think Archaon is, quickly saying as well, without looking at everything, is probably the best monster in the game. And when I mean monster, I mean the best model. In terms of points, because of how cheap he is, but also a lot of that comes into his allegiance abilities and stuff, because he's hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s for most of his things, probably Archaon. Put him in Khorne Slaves of Darkness, he's hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, winning on 2s, rerolling 1s as well. So there's loads of easy ways to stack it. Cragnus, I just feel like there's not that synergy in place for him, which is a shame. It's almost like Games Workshop should have thought about that beforehand, but maybe in the War Clans book he will get.
I'm looking at his War Scroll now,
Because if he gets allegiance abilities right, the whole thing is if he can go in Orc War Clans, if he can go in Bone Splitters, I believe he can have a spell put on him that allows him to be like double his movement and fly, which would be huge.
Yeah.
So like you can see how like little things could
That'll
make
be a 20-inch movement.
Yeah, you could even make it triple. Like I've had like Orc War Clan Savage Orc Boys on boards charge me from like in a turn when they started their turn like 41 inches away, and then they charged me because they tripled their movement and could fly. So being killed by flying pigs was quite funny. But yeah, so that is the beauty of that unicorn.
Yeah,
a great miniature.
Like he's not bad, but he's not everything you want out of him. And I know this is probably sounding quite petty, but at 18 wounds, I could actually see him getting taken really quite quickly. Well, I watched a battle report where he got absolutely smashed by a unit of 10 evocators. Just in mortal wounds, because he has no mortal wound.
Well, he got to fix something all we save now, they can't he? From a prayer. I think it's a prayer.
You can get a prayer to get a 5-up ward save, yeah. But
I mean,
not having a war scroll ward save really, really hurts him.
Yeah, I think. Got my point. Continue.
Yeah, he's okay, but again, comparing the heavy hitters that he'd have to face at the number of points you're paying to take him, he doesn't come up.
Doesn't much, no.
So, yeah.
But then again, what about like? Because obviously we're talking like competitive.
Yeah, but all right, Chris,
so...
I just got to be there. Any new model that comes out, if it's not the best new broken thing, we're just not going to talk about it. Because that, what's the point? I like the model. Nobody cares about your preferences and what looks cool or not. Is it going to be?
It looks cool, mate.
Fun.
Yeah, that's what people care about. That's what I care about.
Joking aside, like I said, I didn't get into this game we didn't get into Warhammer to be good at it. Got on it because this model looked awesome. Still yet to bar Hydra though, so like I say that, but I still clearly have a competitive streak.
I'm interested to see where they go with the new Cities of Sigmar route with the Dawnbringer Crusade.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Find out.
Do you reckon any new miniatures?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that as well. It's just depending on. I'm not getting my hopes too high though, because in my head I'm envisaging like just some absolutely epic like knights or some like zealots or anything like fanatics, or it could be. It's a whole mixed bag of things that I'm kind of hoping it's going to be, but with it being Crusade as well. So
yeah,
I'm not going to get my hopes up too much.
We could see the return of Bretonia.
Bretonia confirmed, I heard. So any rumor engine picture comes out now, like there was one for the new Uruk Mega Boss that's coming out with a Warhammer Plus description, but there was a rumor engine for it just before it came out. I'm like, Bretonians and Tomb Kings confirmed. Like, anything. It's like, oh, it looks like a new maybe a new Gene Steer Colts. Yep, that looks like Tomb Kings to me. I mean, I think like Ossiarch Bone Reapers has just confirmed there are no Tomb Kings. Like, that is the new copyright versions of Tomb Kings, and if you still want Tomb Kings, maybe in Warhammer Old World, you'll get them. Yeah, I think
so. Nagash, what have you painted so far?
Yeah.
What have I painted? What have I painted so far? Just bear with me because it looks like I'm painting everything here, but there's a bit like a distortion between the camera. So
okay.
The models and putting them down looks like it goes off camera. You just have to bear with me on that one. So what have I been painting? Well, you know what? I'm just trying to think what I've been painting. It might be several things. I have been painting
Ricky for sure. Looks so damn good, that Unicorn Kragnos.
Yeah, so good. So I've been painting.
You're going quite far away there, aren't you? So it goes. How far back you go? How many years are you going back?
Like hobby rooms, actually, like those cubby rooms. So I've been painting. Talking about Smash, Schlaxy Hellbane. So this is what I paint tonight. So clearly,
oh wow, that is
like, seriously, this is quite quick, isn't it?
Us hosting at the same time.
How many gems are on that?
225. And 4 different colors. Yeah, because I mean, like, because look, it looks like I'm painting away at this thing, slowly doing this, and then like it comes down, and before you know it, just transform. That's what we pay for game models. They can shapeshift.
That's like Zinch, not Slanesh.
That is this. I mean, this went up 95 points. I wouldn't even taken it when it was 95 points less. A joke. I can't even ally it into my Slated Darkness army. Is what was the plan now? So I don't even know what I'm going to do. So that's sad. But I've been playing Stormcast, Christian, but I've also been talking to, which I believe is more important, the chat. So I'm just sorry, stop you there.
No criticism here. It's more just a general catch up in terms of what you've actually been doing.
I probably, if I wasn't on camera, probably on something that would have taken me 20 minutes.
No, I get it.
It wasn't bad, to be honest. That's the reason why it took so bloody long to paint those gems.
It's why I like being the guest, because obviously when we do it on ours, it's usually Matt who gets like quite a lot more done than I do. So it's a
but to
nice
be honest,
change.
I know. I think when I came on your one though, like I was just I like to think I bring a lot of conversation along the lines of I don't think I've asked you this question, Luke, and I haven't asked my viewers this. Right, what is the biggest animal you think you could clean film to a lamppost? Now, apparently there's been questions asked about this question, which are not like are you allowed to do that? More along the questions of what are the rules. So a fixed lamppost in concrete, so you don't have to worry about it falling over. Now, you can't be silly and just say blue whale, because that's just stupid. Like, it has to be alive, and you have to try and like control it to stay there while you're clean filming it. Obviously, you don't clean film the face, so it can still be alive at the end of it. But I reckon a horse, I think, is probably the more like it's a docile animal. Like you could probably trick it into standing next to the lamppost for so long. So if anyone else in the chat would like to answer this question, let me know. And Luke, what is the biggest animal you reckon? Like, I mean, like, you could probably say a cow. I'm just putting
I think you could get an elephant.
Yeah, you reckon you could trick an elephant?
Yeah.
Right, you have no step ladder either. So you're having to throw the cling film over and catch it.
Yeah, it'd be doable.
Be doable. Right. Next question.
I have an elephant. Let's do it. No.
Well, you already know my answer because you asked me before. So.
What did you say? A cat?
No, not at all. I said the whale because I was on about like on the planet that I'm on. There's no gravity. There's very little gravity, so then it can just elevate, just tape it around, sorted.
That's true. Right. So I can't remember if you and Matt who said it. So we got Cedar saying.
I said whale, then I said gravity. So it's a joint answer.
So Cedar is saying, how much clean film do we have? Unlimited clean film, as much as you like. So much as you like. The animal has to be alive by the end of it. So don't cover its face. Just make sure that.
Actually, can I change my answer?
No. What would you like for your answer?
I'd like my answer to be Nagash's ego.
Nagash, you can't put a price on that. But I mean, you can try, but it's just always going to break through. I mean, I remember like when I'm on Christian's channel, and there'll be like a general question that comes up, and then I don't know how, Christian, but somehow I end up, and I don't mean to say this in a very arrogant way, but I end up talking about myself.
The conversation does tend to steer in that direction quite often, but yeah.
Even when it's like, I don't know, someone in the chat. Andrew has been painting up his Ultramarines, then it will come down to at some point in my life when I was choosing what Space Marine chapters to do, and I chose to go, well, I like Blood Angels because I like vampires, but then I went Black Templars. And also the other thing about Black Templars is before I even knew 40k on the Facebook group, I thought that they were the bad guys. So I said to the Black Templar guys, how did they fall to chaos? And then they weren't happy with me, and then I'm still not allowed back onto the Facebook group because of that, like 3 years later. So
to be honest, I'm guilty of that. I tend to waffle like there's no tomorrow. So that's why.
I'm literally, I'd like to, stay on the arrogant theme, never failed an interview. Mainly because the person just wanted to kill themselves by the end of it, so they can have the and then I just want to say Ricky Rotten has said a fat squirrel, which I think it's great. I like that because like you can imagine just like the podge, like it has difficulty standard. So to be honest, clean filling it to the lamppost is probably doing it a favor to support it. So got that right. Next question. If anyone wants to answer that question as well, what's the largest animal you can clean fill alive to a lamppost? The next question is, what is the largest pet you could climb a mountain with?
Largest pet you can climb a mountain with?
Yeah, and
Wait,
it can't walk alongside you. You have to carry it.
Oh yeah, all right.
And let's just let's lay what is a mountain? Let's lay the ground rule on that one first.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a path that you can walk up, but it's sometimes when you're walking up a steep path, and sometimes you lose your foot in a little bit. And you go, oh, like when you sort of got to catch your foot in again. So it's quite steep, quite a narrow path, made out of rock.
Probably a dog.
A dog.
Say, is it domesticated? As in, like, that does narrow the choice quite a bit.
Yeah, you have to carry it. So if it's not domesticated, you're probably going to have more of a trouble time.
Oh yeah, it's just because obviously when you said pet, it was more of a definition of what a pet is. But yeah, okay. So
if anyone says a peregrine falcon, you still have to carry it.
Actually, yeah, that's a point. I've not considered that. Yeah, probably one of the birds.
Yeah, a budgie.
You have to clip its wings before you walk up the mountain, so it's also very annoyed with you.
Budgie.
A budgie.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Remember, biggest animal. It's not a bird. I reckon.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted I'm half listening to say biggest animal.
Biggest animal.
Or the one that you can actually get to the top of the. Right, okay, biggest animal.
Biggest animal. If you don't make it to the top, the animal lives, but you don't. I think that's something we could all be happy with, depending on who's climbing. So, right. I do want to say that. Okay, so while you're thinking, I believe that this is about the animal question up the mountain. A feral hedgehog from Cedar, which is good. I just like the idea. It's a hedgehog happy that it's going. I mean, why is it going on? Also, the mountain is in Scotland, so just bear in mind that the animals again probably still annoyed.
I've got a question actually. What's with these questions?
What?
What's with these questions?
What are the... Right, you're not come back
outside.
No, all curiosity.
So these are questions that I often ask myself in my head, and also I've done post one before. I've also came up with the mountain one within the last 5 minutes since I asked it, and I think it's good to be asked questions that throw you off and questions that you're not used to or allowed to ask in normal society.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, as it is 11:05, and I am tired from work, I think I am going to head off.
You did, but you did give me an answer.
I did give you an answer. I said I could take a dog up.
Yeah, but you didn't specify what breed. Like, this is quite important.
Carry it the whole way. Probably, you know what? I'm going to take a sausage dog. I'm going to take a dash hound. Because then I could probably, because it's long enough, I could probably wrap it around
you probably like, if you wrap it around here, then you can probably like lean your head back on a bit of a pillow, a bit like one of those like airplane cushions.
Be nice and warm as well for my neck. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a dash hound.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to stick with a budgie. Do you know why? Because our first goal was trying to get up that damn mountain.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to get up there first, regardless. So.
And then you've got Ricky saying he would choose chicken, which is fair enough. And then I just want to say there are other subjects of this mountain. So you have to climb to the top of it. There are certain quests you must complete along the way. One of them is to try and have a conversation with the animal in question. So what that means is that you have to try and talk to it, and it has to try and make some sort of sound back to you. The second thing you have to do while climbing the mountain is to use your wit and the brute force of the animal to take on a bear. Now, it is only a black bear, so it's not really too big. And to be honest, it's not really too aggressive. So you have to try and bait it into a fight. Not allowed to use weaponry, but you are allowed to caress the bear into a false sense of security. The third thing as well is that you have to be able to use the animal to make you be able to cross a ravine.
I think you're winning with the budgie here.
It's going to go for the eyes.
Go for the eyes. And then Cedar saying up the mountain, probably some sort of large crustacean. What I would say is I actually planned on doing a list of these sort of questions. I ran out of time, so I didn't do it. But next time there will be a list of these sort of questions.
Yeah.
Unless people would rather have a question was along the lines of, if any army had to be cut from Age of Sigmar, what army would you choose?
Beast of Chaos.
Beast of Chaos.
No, Ben's not listening.
I'm just going to say it. I reckon eeny, meeny, miny, mo, cut this one out of Age of Sigmar should be Doors Cane. I have no reason for right.
Seraphon, there's my answer.
So I think people always ask what army would you like to come to Age of Sigmar? Start asking which one to be cut. I think, trim the fat, get rid of the deadwood. Fun.
That's a tough one. I suppose the one I least care about or the less interested in collecting. So
the same with eels.
But then again, it's like even like goblins, they're so iconic that I can't cut them. So even though I wouldn't get them, I can't cut them. And I'd probably say Savage Oryx.
Savage Oryx.
So yeah, just because
old York war clans.
Just because though we've got Iron Jaws, we've got these new Oryx coming in as well. So I think Savage Oryx I can do without because of these other ones. So I think that's my go-to answer. There you go.
There we go. That's very, very strong words, and words what will be immortalized in that you hate bone splitters. That's fine. No, okay, right. We're coming up to 2 hours, guys. So we're gonna end the video here. So if anyone got any more questions, can be about can use tinfoil, could be an interesting concept. If anyone got any more questions to ask either me, Luke, or Christian while I'm doing my outro stuff, what I'd say is thank you everyone for joining the video. It's fantastic. I had quite a few people watching this. That's good. I hope you all managed to do quite a bit of hobby, and certainly more hobby than I did. But it's just nice coming to like the end of second edition, and before we go back to the usual sort of content, because at the end of the day, I don't really want to talk about stuff when I am talking out my arse, really, because I do that enough anyway. So I'd rather, not go, well, this army is this good in third edition, because the FAQs could change a lot of things.
Yeah.
Rather than just doing clickbait, basically. When to be doing that here, best as I could avoid. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you managed to get some of your hobby done. Remember, easy things. So, Luke, what do we want to do if people like this video?
Like it, subscribe,
like
hit the bell notification.
Exactly. Ding. So by liking the video shows to me that you enjoy the sort of content. Also shows to me that you like Luke and Christian as human beings. just gonna put it out.
Jesus, you're gonna get a lot of dislikes now.
Yeah.
Right. If you like or dislike Chris or Luke or myself, like the video. Next, so that basically shows me that you enjoy it, says to YouTube people enjoying the video, hopefully recommends this video and the channel to other people, basically. It helps fight the war against the algorithm, which if you're not a YouTuber, is a pain in the arse. And then subscribe to the channel. Basically, that's how the channel grows. And I noticed when I did my 6,000 subscriber video, I haven't replied to any comments yet. That's purely just because I haven't had the time, but I will be doing that. So many of you people have commented, which is lovely, and so many of you people said really nice things about the channel getting 6,000 subscribers. So very kind of you to say so, and thank you all very much for subscribing for that reason. And that's how we hit these milestones. And then by pressing the bell notification, it's going to help Agent Nagash with what Agent Nagash basically struggles the most with. And people pressing that bell notification, as we are falling behind on the YouTube average on that sort of thing, talking about the algorithm. So if you are really enjoying the content, you like most of the videos, you subscribe a lot of time, please just do me the extra thing and just press the bell button. It massively helps out the channel, and gives you a chance to smash a bell at the end of the day. And when do you get a chance to do that in real life? So also, if you want to join the Discord that we have talked many times about on this channel, click the link in the description of this video. It'll take you to the Discord, and then through there you have to bring your animal with you that you're going to climb the mountain. That's one of the biggest challenges to join. Join Discord, post your models, everything like that. Be great, huge community there. 2 people from that community are here watching today. Also, Dice Sagas. Make sure you go check them out. Fantastic. I mean, I believe I said great, but this is fantastic. Now, to battle reports, all beautifully constructed, very different, very unique. So go check that out if you'd like to. There'll be a link in the description of this video. If there's not, I'll put one there for you to check out Dice Saga's stuff. And like I said, fantastic voicing for a Cad Overlord video and a Ogre Moor Tribe one as well. So that's just putting out there. I never known an ogre to be so handsome. Which I think is just so characteristic. But anyway, So go check that out. If you know anyone else who enjoyed this video, share it with them, of course, as well. And then something else I do want to say, of course, is going to be a massive shout out to my YouTube members and my patrons. So because of these people, I'm able to keep up YouTube. So I always say the amount of time, effort, money, resources, everything else put into YouTube. If I didn't have anyone supporting me like separately, I wouldn't be able to justify all of this stuff. So huge shout out to these people. So unfortunately, I can't get the names up right now because of technology issues. But if anyone would like to become one of these amazing people, I will read out in a second. Click the join button now to become a member of Agent Nagash. We can give anything from £1 a month, or click the link to my Patreon down below. We can give anything from $1 a month. So all that massively helps support the channel. It's what keeps the channel going at the end of the day, like I said. So my biggest supporter, though, out of everyone, is going to be my Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon, who is going to be Filq. So a massive shout out to Filq, who supports me on a huge personal level. So that's really, really amazing. You, and please keep that up, mate. That's absolutely amazing. And then my Morgast, who's Bleed Red, who's been a Morgast for a long time now. So thank you so much for your continued support there. And then my vampires, who are Mir, Stence, Rouse321, David A, Dragoonity, Ronni H, Darren L, SpareBear, Christopher H, Northdrop, Nathan F, Andrew G, Ben C, Wiggy Whooty, and Anthony R. Thank you all so much for being the core of Agent Nagash. Really keeps the channel going. Thank you so much for that. And then my Necromancers of Cool, which is Jacq.l, RadiationRiley, AW77, Dice Sagas, very kind of you. And then WolfNick, Michal W, Cranky Wombat, Madcap, Christopher C, Christopher F, James S, Thomas B, Steve T, James T, Patrick F, JJ, R, Christopher, Sception, and Nathan F. Thank you, Nathan S, even if that sounded like an F. So thank you all so much for allowing me to continue the work that I do on this channel and to try and help as many people get into Age of Sigmar and continue their Age of Sigmar journey, of course, through non-biased points of views, apart from my own biased points of views, but honest opinions, not sponsored by any company, essentially. But with that aside, thank you all so much for watching. And we got Ricky saying, cheers, boys. Thank you very much, Ricky, for watching as well. That's great. Just going to make sure, just that I don't think it has been, but that's me anything posted in the Discord there, just so I don't miss out. No, that's cool. That's fine. Right. So with that, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Massive thank you to yourself, Luke, and yourself, Christian, for joining me in today's video. It was great. It was nice to hang out as well, which is cool. Not long until 3rd edition, where we'll be doing much more conversation on that when that happens. So with that, guys, I'm going to thank you all very much for watching. As always, if you did enjoy the video, like, subscribe, smash the bell notification, free easy clicks, absolutely free, massively helps that channel. And with that aside, just really glad you came and checked out this video today. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, until next time, to stay safe, stay hygienic, make sure you wear a mask. For God's sake, wash your hands, because as we all know, your dice roll better if you wash your hands. That's just common sense. It's science, really. And then beyond all of that, just remember until next time that Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.